So this is my completed vision board with all of my career goals that prove how absolutely delusional I am. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to it. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, thank you for clicking on it. My name's Jacy, and I have been struggling with my skin this week. I have been documenting how I'm trying to do a new skincare routine in my member vlog, so I'll leave a link to that below if you guys are interested in joining. But I've been trying these new skincare products, and it's been drying out my face so much, and today I woke up and my skin was like peeling. And I think because of that, I overcompensated with moisturizer. And so I'd rub my face and the moisturizer was just coming off. My face was peeling. I don't know, not that great. So that put me in a bad mood because I was like, what the heck? I'm supposed to film today and I can't even put on makeup because my skin isn't cooperating. So I figured instead of getting all done up and doing a nice sit down story time, that'll be on my channel for forever, I wanted to do a video that was a little bit more selfish. So this video, I guess we can categorize it as a chit chat, but it's going to be about the topic of my vision/manifestation board. I feel like these vision boards are kind of trendy right now, but there's something that I've kind of done in a sense for forever. I love goal setting. I love New Year's resolutions. I love making visual representations of a lot of my goals and ambitions. And because it is sort of trendy right now, I figured, well, why not share it with you guys? And the reason that I say this is kind of selfish of a video is that it's very much about me. I mean, all my videos are about me, but it's very much of like, here are my goals. Here's what I want to accomplish. Here's what I'm gonna do. It's not so much a tutorial of how to make your own vision board. It's literally just an inside peek into what I want career-wise and life-wise. So it's kind of crazy because it might sound delusional in a sense, but you know what? I wanted to share it with you guys. It's also pretty selfish because I would love to look back on this video someday and kind of be like, oh my gosh, I added that to my vision board and it came true. Or it could also be in a couple years, I could look back and be like, oh my God, remember when I had to quit YouTube and trying to become an influencer because I was absolutely insane and my goals were way too ambitious that there was no way they'd ever come true despite adding them to my vision board? That would suck. But that's not the goal. The goal is just to create like a little diary for myself, which is one of the things I love about YouTube, is it's kind of just a time capsule in my life right now, and hopefully this will be a cool video to look back on. So if you like videos like this, even though normally I do story times, but if you like hanging out with me, if you like goal setting, and if you like chit chats, make sure to like this video and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. I'd also like to give a little shout out to my current channel members. Thank you, Sam, Sarah, Autumn, Maggie, and my mom for being a channel member and helping to support my channel. It really helps me out, and I appreciate you guys so much more than you could ever know. But with that being said, let's get started on some of my absolutely insane goals on my vision board. So step one of creating your vision board is to actually goal set and see what the goals you want to accomplish are going to be. So for me, that means sitting down and journaling. So I will light a candle, I'll dim the lights, and then raise them a little bit because I kind of need them to see while I journal. And then I'll just brain dump all of the things I want to accomplish. Now, for me personally, I like to focus on my career goals. This is easier for me just because it's the area of my life that I'd like to improve on most, but it also has measurable success. But also, my goodness, is because for my vision board, I like to be able to look at it and use it as motivation. I want to look at it and be like, yeah, that's what I'm working towards. So others might have more self-care and ways to relax on their vision board, or what they kind of perceive their personal life being. Mine is I want to look at my vision board and be like, that's right, I better get back to it because that is what I'm working towards. So for me, it's also kind of interesting because in terms of my career, I'm at a weird crossroads because I don't really know what my career is right now. I am one way trying to become an influencer/content creator, so I may have jumped the gun and quit my job a little too soon because I am not there yet, but it is my goal. It is something that I'm working towards. The other career path is going more into modeling and acting. You guys saw that I recently signed a modeling contract, but I'm learning that that's not as lucrative as maybe I perhaps thought it would be. So those are two of my career goals. So it's kind of like I'm focusing on where those can take me and what I would like to envision either of those careers becoming. So you'll see that in my own vision board. But when it comes to your vision board and what you guys want, follow your heart. Goal set for what you want, whether it's your career, your personal life, your fitness goals. You do you, boo. Step 2. Step 2 is to find your photos. Now, this is the fun part because for me, it just meant spending a lot of hours on Pinterest pinning what I desired my aspirational life to be. So again, when it was career-wise, I would be looking up influencer type photos. I'd be looking up YouTuber kind of goals and aspirational things. In terms of modeling and acting, it was so easy to find kind of lifestyle photos that related to that. So you just got to find the photos that directly relate to you. And a tip for this, if you're creating your own vision board, is get high quality photos that you can really relate to. So on my vision board, I think I only have one man, and I'm disappointed that I can only find, you'll see later, but I'm disappointed that it was a man because I don't relate to him. I want these strong, beautiful, independent women who are kind of following their own dreams and something that I can relate to. So that becomes the main part of this whole video, and what's going to be taking up the most time is what photos are going to be on my vision board. So let's go through it. The first thing that's going to be on my vision board, and I kind of wanted to get this out of the way just to kind of explain, is I have two recurring people on my board. And these people are Liza Koshy and Joe Franco. Now, I want to establish this from the beginning. I'm not super big fans of either of them. I don't think I've actually ever seen a Liza Koshy video. I don't follow her on social media. I am not like a fan of her in terms of she's the content creator and I'm the content absorber, viewer, recipient. You guys get what I'm saying. So I'm not like a big fan of either of them, but what I admire about these two women is their trajectory off of YouTube. So here's what I mean. With Liza Koshy, Liza started off as a YouTuber and just gained millions and millions of subscribers. She then went on to win Streamy Awards and other awards for her own specific content creation. She then got invited to do different types of red carpet correspondent events where she was interviewing other influencers, other celebrities, but still maintaining her own personality and being that brand. She then got to go on talk shows as the guest, where these famous talk show hosts are asking her about her life, her brand, and her own personality. From there, she went on to be an awards presenter at the freaking American Music Awards. Huge stage, goes into mainstream content, and is now kind of intermingling with people not just on YouTube. From there, she was the New Year's Eve host with Ryan Seacrest. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Oh, but wait, it does, because she got to interview the Obamas. Yes, Liza Koshy did the one thing that has been on my dream journal since I've heard of this family, but she got to meet and interview the Obama family. So really her trajectory is something that I aspire to do, because not only is it just being on YouTube, but she got to incrementally increase her exposure and some of the types of jobs she was doing, increase her skill set in that way, but still be her own personal brand and still monetize her personality in that sense. So Liza Koshy is one of my big role models because of how she was able to continue her career. Despite starting on such a small platform, she was able to go mainstream and do all these incredible things. So I really admire her for that. Similarly, Joe Franco is another YouTuber. She's not as well known, but she was kind of involved in more travel type vlogs, and I used to watch her stuff. And then one day I was on Netflix. I turned on this show called The World's Most Incredible Vacation Rentals. I think that's what it's called. The World's Most Amazing Vacation Rentals. Terrible name, you know, terrible name. Who's hosting that show? Joe freaking Franco. Joe was able to go from YouTube to being a host on a travel show that was paying to send her around the world and do these incredible experiences, all while maintaining her own personal brand. That is goals. So those are two people that I knew I wanted to include on my vision board because I just admire, again, their trajectory and what they were able to do with their careers, not just being pigeonholed onto YouTube. Again, I have two paths for my career, so let's go into some of the vision board items that have to do with me being an influencer / content creator. Again, I'm not at all there yet, so these are all very much goals, but the first goal is to continue making YouTube videos. I love making these videos. I love sharing my recommendations, sharing my stories, so of course continuing to do those, and then continuing to have fun photo shoots. You guys, these are so much fun. Just going out and buying props, setting up my camera, picking out my outfit, doing my makeup, and just having silly little photo shoots. And if they get 1,000 likes or if they get 10 likes, I don't really care, but I just really enjoy doing those fun photo shoots, so that's something I wanted to continue. But hopefully the goal is by putting in all that effort into my YouTube videos and into my Instagram posts, I start getting sponsored content. So on my vision board, I have a lot of sponsored Instagram posts because I think it's incredible when people can seamlessly incorporate brand partnerships into their own content and make it feel organic and genuine. Similarly, I would love to have a food sponsorship here on YouTube, like HelloFresh. Call me. I would love to start having sponsored content because one, it pays the bills, of course, but two, I want to be able to recommend products and services that I genuinely like and enjoy to you guys because I watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of YouTubers, and I have purchased products and services based on their recommendations and I've loved them. And so I think that would be the next logical step is getting those sponsored content offers because that just means I'm leveling up into my YouTube career. The next big boy, the next leveling up in terms of being a YouTuber is getting a YouTube plaque. Now they have different YouTube plaques based on how many subscribers you get. And I mean, researching the photos for this was making me so jealous of people unboxing their plaques and being like, oh my God, I hit 1 million subscribers. And I'm like, 1 million? Could you imagine 1 million people watching you? 1 million subscribers. I couldn't even imagine. My goal, I think my top goal is eventually 100K. That would be the peak for me. That would be my paramount goal. And so that's something I wanted to include on my vision board. The next silly and fun little YouTuber steps for me would, I want to get invited to cool launch parties. And this is, again, very selfish of me. This is the part where I sound just so vain. But I want to go to cool launch parties. I want to go where they have fun little backdrops where you're getting a bunch of freebies of like makeup or new product launches. You're networking with all of these other content creators and you get like fed and free food. I don't know. Those just look fun. It looks like a fun way to just get dressed up and meet new people. And that sounds so cool to me. So I want to be invited to some type of launch party and some type of event for a brand. Some other items in this vision board section include being a podcast guest. I think that would be so cool, is to be invited onto a podcast to share some of my own stories or to give my perceptions on some of the topics. I think that would be really cool. I also think it would be so cool to be invited on an influencer trip. So this is different than like a product or launch event because those are going on like every weekend in LA. I want to do like a tripping with Tart kind of thing where this brand sends you on an all expense weekend paid trip to somewhere in the Caribbean or Europe, something absolutely insane where all you have to do is just like post about their makeup. Again, super selfish, super vain, but I think that would be so cool. That is, again, to me, another leveling up in terms of being a content creator of like, wow, I made it. Like I got sent on a freaking hot air balloon trip because this brand launched a new concealer. That's insane, and that's what I want. It's also because that's kind of like the OG YouTube that I used to watch. I used to watch the vlogs of like tripping with Tarte or going on those benefit trips, and I'd be like, what the heck? I want to do that. So it's still on my vision board. I don't even know if brands are still doing that, but that would be really cool. So I'm going to put it on my board. I also think it would be really cool to be a panel guest on some type of panel discussing any kind of topic. I think it's cool if people kind of look to me as an expert on a topic and want me to share my own opinions. So kind of similar to being a podcast host, being some type of panel or guest speaker host. I think that would be really cool. And then the final things that I have pinned on my board for this is I just kind of want to be, how should I say this without sounding weird? I want to be recognized by an actual subscriber. I feel like that's how I know I've made a genuine impact, is if I am looking like this, like beat, and I'm grocery shopping and someone comes up to me and is like, oh my God, Jacy, like, I love your channel. Can I get a photo? That to me, I would probably cry. The first person to do that, I am absolutely crying because that to me shows that my content is reaching a wider audience than I probably thought and that people like me. I don't know, it's so weird to say, but I think that that would be very meaningful to me. So I think the day that somebody like recognizes me, tells me that they enjoy my content and wants like a photo with me, I don't know, that would just be really special and very memorable to me. So I wanted to include it on my vision board. And then of course, I'm also going to include some subscriber/follower count goals just for kind of like the end of the year, seeing how far I made it or how close I got to that actual goal. I also forgot to mention that this vision board is like not this year. I don't expect to do all of these things this year. That would be insane. This is like a 1 to 5 year vision board. So some things I might accomplish this year, some things I might not ever accomplish, or it might be in years and years and years. So please keep that in mind. These are not my goals for just this calendar year because I'm delusional, you guys, but I am not clinically insane, okay? Let's now get into the career pathway in terms of modeling and acting. This one is kind of interesting because I didn't want to include very many things of this because it was all very repetitive in terms of I want to do, of course, more modeling and photo shoots. So this, of course, would just be, getting my hair and makeup done or being on set and doing these actual photo shoots. If that's going to be my job, that's all going to happen. So to me, that wasn't a very measurable thing to put on my vision board. So what I instead included is having some very successful campaigns. So to me, that would look like seeing myself on a billboard. This is one of my favorite photos. I had this as my phone background for so long because this to me encapsulates how inspirational it is to see yourself on a campaign for such a wide audience. Like, could you imagine standing on a street and pointing up to a billboard with your face on it? I just got chills because that would be absolutely insane. Similarly, I could not imagine seeing myself on the cover of a magazine. So I love this photo because it just shows the pure joy and like, hey, I worked for this and now my face is on the cover of this magazine that millions of people are gonna see across the world. And maybe people aren't buying magazines anymore, but like how incredible would that be if my campaign was so successful and my modeling career was so successful that I was on the cover of a magazine? What's interesting is that a lot of the things I'm going to mention, some of the photos that I pinned for the influencer side of my career could also apply to these. And this is one of them where if I see myself on the cover of a magazine, that could either be for my modeling career or for being some type of content creator personality where I'm being interviewed and I'm on the cover of a magazine. Either way, both would be so cool and both would be a dream come true. The next big career goal is I would love to be a red carpet correspondent. I would love to be at some award show, being that person on the carpet leading to the event, talking to them and asking them how excited about they are for the event, what they're wearing, silly little questions like that. I have a background in journalism and interviewing, so that's always been one of my passions in life. And to be able to do that as either a model, an actor, or an internet personality would just be a dream come true. So as I was looking for photos for this, I was like, well then who would be my dream person to interview on a red carpet? So I pinned BTS. So mind your business. That's my goal. That's who I want to interview, okay? And that's how I know I've made it in life. I don't want to hear it. That's just what's going on my vision board. If you don't like it, make your own. And you can go interview Justin Bieber or who else is cool these days? Why is my go-to always Justin Bieber? I cannot think of a single other celebrity. I know them all, but when you ask me to name one, I can't think of one. Tom Holland? Zendaya? That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna look up if there's red carpet people talking to Zendaya. That's a new one. That's what I want. So any type of red carpet correspondent would be my next career goal. And then snowballing from there, hopefully, I do such a good job at being a red carpet correspondent that they're like, hey, we want you to come host Localish. So Localish is a local TV show where I actually think most major cities have their own version of this. But what it is they have different kind of hosts where they just go visit local businesses and kind of give a sneak peek behind the scenes look at that local business. So, if I'm here in LA, it would be like, all right, guys, this new art exhibit just opened and it's interactive. Let's go check it out. And then you dive into a pool of sprinkles and you're like, wow, it's so fun. So tell us about why you opened this art gallery and what you expect people to enjoy about it. And then I'm interviewing like the small business host, or conversely, I'll go to like a hot dog stand and be like, okay, here we are making chili cheese dogs. Whoa, that's a lot of chili. This is so good, you guys. You guys get it. So it's just kind of going around local businesses, hosting and interviewing these small businesses, but then also participating and like, again, showcasing more of my personality and just getting to do fun things. That is one of my ultimate goals. That is like, if I could host a TV show like that someday in my future, I wouldn't ask the universe for anything ever again. That's all I want. That's my dream job, 100%. But if we're talking dream jobs, the next dream job, again, snowballing off that, if I were to do really well, is I want to host First Look. Johnny Bananas, I'm coming for your job. What First Look is, it's a show here in LA. I don't even know if they have it like across the country, But it's the show in LA, similar to Local-ish, where they're kind of interviewing these businesses, but it's not so much small businesses anymore. It's now you're traveling the world and interviewing businesses. You're getting sent to Thailand to go to the elephant sanctuary and talking about that. You are getting sent to Cabo to check out this luxury resort, luxury resort, and giving your review on that. What's interesting is this show specifically, they had to shut down during the pandemic because they couldn't be sending their host across the world. So they rebranded to Celebrity Sleepover. And what it is it's Johnny Bananas, who I say it begrudgingly because he was on MTV's The Challenge, which I used to watch for like my whole life. So I'm so annoyed because he has my dream job and I want it. But he would just interview celebrities in pajamas and they would play like sleepover games. And it was a cute little temporary rebrand, so that's also going to be included on my vision board. But First Look and Celebrity Sleepovers would absolutely be a dream to host. That's kind of like the caliber that I couldn't even imagine getting to, but I want to include it on my vision board because it doesn't hurt to put like your absolutely insane dreams on there. Oh, you thought I was done being insane? No sirree, Bob. We're going clinical here because I have several things pinned on my vision board in terms of acting that you guys are gonna laugh at, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I am an actor in the sense that I recently got a role in a movie and I'm kind of doing these other type of modeling and acting gigs. But you guys should know I have no desire to win an Academy Award. I have no desire to go into theater. I have no desire to become an actor. I think I definitely want to focus on more career goals that are personality driven, where I get to be myself. And so acting has never really interested me because I'm playing somebody else. However, there is one role that I have said my whole life that I am going to accomplish and I would love to accomplish. And that is starring in the world's cheesiest Christmas Hallmark movie. That's it. You guys, I want to be in the cheesiest, cringiest Hallmark movie where my name is Holly North and I need to find the true meaning of Christmas by reconnecting with my hometown boyfriend who chops down Christmas trees for a living and is trying to save the local bakery. That's all I want. I can't act, but I could act in a Hallmark Christmas movie, and that's literally all I want. That's the last career goal. That's it. If I reach that, I can retire. I can die because I will have made it in life and accomplished everything that I've ever wanted to do. So now you guys know my secret, okay? I want to be in a Hallmark movie. Could you imagine? I don't want to say it's not going to happen. It's going on the vision board, and we'll let the universe decide if that's in my future. And then lastly on my vision board, I have a few life things, not too detailed. I have, like some travel things. I really want to go to Paris and London and go to Europe. I've never been to Europe. I've never been abroad. So I definitely absolutely want to do those. And then some life things. I would love to live in some type of cool loft apartment. So I have a lot of loft apartments pinned because those would be cool to live in. But for the most part, like I mentioned, I want to focus on my career goals because I want to use this as motivation. I know a lot of people on their vision board, they try to be like holistically balanced. So they'll include like self-care things. But to me, I don't need to pin a girl with like cucumbers on her eyes and her hair tied up in a towel because I don't need to remind myself to relax and I don't need to remind myself to do that self-care because I do that all the time. I'm lazy. So I want things that like I can work towards and look to again for motivation. So if you want to include those on your own vision board, by all means do that. But for me, I wanted to focus on those outlandishly insane goals for my career. So that's what's on my vision board. So after kind of assembling all of these photos and what I wanted to include, I had to put them on a board. So I had this existing whiteboard that was in my living room that I haven't been using for a hot 6 months. I actually took it down and I never put it back up. So I was going to use that as my actual board. So I took the measurements and I kind of determined how many 4x6 photos could fit onto this board. After doing a little bit of math, I hopped into InDesign to kind of lay out how I wanted to do this. You don't have to do this, or you can use Canva because InDesign is an Adobe software that not everybody knows how to use. But go into Canva and kind of lay out how you're going to format all of your photos so that way you know how many vertical and horizontal images you're going to print. From there, I narrowed down all of my folder of images to the top. I think it was 34 photos that were going to be included on my actual board. And this was the hard part, kind of narrowing down what I wanted to look at every day. Pick your favorites, but also pick like maybe maybe maximum 2 per category. So I only put 2 Eiffel Tower photos instead of the 10 I had pinned, for example. Then from there, I placed my order with Walgreens to have a 1-hour photo pickup of these 35 4x6 images. Now, a little mini story time. I don't know if it's my Walgreens or all Walgreens. Walgreens, I've had such a bad experience with printing photos with them. Mind you, you can always find a coupon online. I think my order was $12. I just searched up Walgreens photo coupon and I got 50% off. So my whole order was like $6. What a deal. Do that. But I get a text saying that my order's ready. I drive to go pick them up and I show up and I'm like, hi, like my order. And he was like, oh, that's not ready. And I was like, should I come back? And he was like, I can print them now. And I was like, yes, please. And I thought that was so odd. And then right behind me, this woman comes up. She's like, hi, my order's ready. He goes, oh, no, it says that it got canceled. She's like, it got canceled? Like, I came in last night and they told me to come back today. And he goes, no, they must have canceled it. She was like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's like, well, what do you want me to do? And like, we're both sitting there like, I don't know, your job? Like, print the photos or like, tell her sorry. Like, there's no empathy from this guy. And so again, I don't know if it's like a Walgreens wide thing, but my mom always complained about Walgreens that they would chop the heads off of people in all their photo prints. I don't know, I'm getting off on a tangent. Print with your preferred photo printer. That's all. So then from there, I bring my photos back and I start assembling them onto the actual vision board, which again, for me was just a whiteboard. So I set them up to how I wanted them to lay out, kind of spacing out the different themes so that I didn't have 2 Hallmark movies next to each other, but they were kind of on opposite sides of the board. And then from there, I just taped them down. I wish I had double-sided tape, but I didn't at this point. So I just kind of did the whole loop-de-loop and taped them down to the board. And then on some areas where they were either peeling up, I just taped them together and more so secure onto the board. All right, you guys ready? You ready? Oh no. Can you guys see? This is my vision board. So we got all our Liza Koshis, you know, she's pretty spread out. We got our Hallmark movies. I have Joe Franco here for her Netflix show. We have our YouTube plaque, some of our influencer trips, and our modeling gigs, as well as our sponsored post. This girl, oh my gosh, I know you guys can't see it, but she's eating Borzen. Borzen does sponsored Instagram posts. That's cheese. You know what I would do for a cheese sponsorship? I would kill someone for a cheese sponsorship. So that's my goal. So here's my board. And then the last step is to put your board where you can look at it every day and find inspiration from it. I kind of move it around. So sometimes I have it directly in front of my TV. Sometimes I have it up on my desk. But I do try to make a habit of just kind of like looking over it every day and be like, yeah, that's what I'm working towards. And that's why I can't take a day off of filming if my skin is peeling off my face, because I am working towards meeting the Obamas and being in a freaking Hallmark movie. I'm getting angry now and I don't mean to, sorry about that. But that's my vision board, you know? I'm glad I made this video. I don't expect this video to get a lot of views because it's not in line with a lot of my regular content, but I definitely wanted to use this video kind of for me for motivation. It's been fun talking about this and reminding myself of what I'm working towards and what I could see my career becoming. And so I found it fun to share with you guys. So definitely let me know in the comments if you have your own vision board. What's on your vision board? I am so curious. Do you guys have those self-care items? Do you have more travel things or more fitness and body stuff? Or do you kind of focus on the career and motivational aspects of it? Also, let me know if you think my vision board is just too ambitious. It could be, but I'd like to know. I'd like to know if you guys think that, you know, maybe I'm shooting too high for the stars. No, don't tell me that. I changed my mind. Don't discourage me like that. But I thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you watched all the way to the end, comment "oh my cats," because that shows that you guys care and that you guys just like hanging out with me, because I love hanging out with you. But thank you guys so freaking much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one where I'm more done up and probably talking about something else. I don't know. I'll see you guys. Toodles! I feel like this is like show and tell for elementary school. Like, here's my project, my vision board. Here's my dream of being in a Hallmark movie. Also, side note, this Hallmark movie stars Chad Michael Murray. Could you imagine not only being in a Hallmark movie, but your love interest being your crush during your childhood? Couldn't imagine. Dream come true.